They gave them a choice: bow or burn. These three men went for the first choice, which was against the king, refusing to kneel before a golden idol. The punishment? A furnace so hot that even the guards throwing them in were burned alive. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego didn't plead. They didn't negotiate. They simply said, "Our God is able to save us, but even if he doesn't, we will not bow." And with that, they were thrown into the flames. Then came the twist. The fire didn't consume them. In fact, it didn't even touch them. But the real shock: they weren't alone. A fourth figure appeared. Someone so divine that he hunted them, tracked them, dragged them from their homes and threw them into prison. Paul wasn't just a sinner, he was a nightmare for the early church, a man who made it his mission to destroy the very name of Jesus. Then, on the road to Damascus, everything changed. A light so blinding it knocked him to the ground. A voice so powerful it shattered everything he believed. "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" In an instant, the hunter became the hunted. Stripped of his sight, Saul was led like a child into the city he once ruled. 3 days of blindness, 3 days of silence, until Ananias, a believer he once would have arrested. She wasn't supposed to be queen. She wasn't even supposed to survive. A Jewish girl in a foreign land, Esther was never meant to have power. But when her people were marked for death, she had a choice: stay silent and stay safe, or risk everything to stand before the king. The law was clear: enter the king's presence uninvited, and you die. No exceptions. But Esther stepped forward anyway. She didn't rely on beauty, status, or favor. She relied on fasting, prayer, and boldness. Here's the twist: the king didn't just spare her, he granted her request. And because of her courage, an entire nation was saved. The King of Kings deserved a throne. He got a feeding trough. There's much more to this than what you've been told. When God stepped into the world, he didn't come with chariots or armies. He came as a baby, born to a teenage girl in a stable that reeked of animals. Shepherds, not priests, not rulers, were the first to hear the news. The heavens exploded with angels, but the world barely noticed. This wasn't how kings were born. This wasn't how power entered the world. But that was the point. Jesus didn't come to rule from a palace. He came to reach the lowest. Here's the twist: the manger wasn't a mistake. It was a message. From the very beginning,